talking about SOPs up front, was that something that you invested a lot of time and energy into at the beginning of the brewery?
No, and I didn't need to when we first started out, because really it was just me, and
That's
then
right.
it was an
Yeah.
assistant, and
Yeah.
then a couple years in, there was another assistant. So for a while, it was just the three of us on the 10-barrel system at our brew pub in downtown Long Beach. And once we opened our production facility, then it became absolutely necessary, because then we had two facilities where we were sometimes making the same beers across facilities. So to create standardization, we had to do it then. Also, I wasn't burned out on engineering, but the last thing I wanted to do after leaving the field of engineering was write more SOPs. I had more than a decade of doing that. But anyway, we have a huge library of SOPs right now. Yeah. And so that was really, we kind of dove into that and did the bulk of that. I want to say about 7-8 years ago, when we first opened our production facility, to create uniformity across procedures, cross-training brewers. And so when they go to the pub versus at production facility, they're not cleaning tanks differently. They're doing it the same. And then also, as you grow and people might move on from Beachwood and you're bringing new people in, it's important. It makes it easier to train people, and it makes it easier for them to retain that training when they have an SOP to reference. Definitely. And then it also holds people accountable. How do you clean the tank? Well, here's the list of steps that I have to go through. So now we're pretty heavy into SOPs.
Yeah. When you're writing an SOP, so sometimes I feel like, well, what is the line between an SOP and a training document? Do you look at them as kind of one and the same, or do you have separate things for that? Or if I've been working in the industry, should I be able to walk into your house, grab the SOP, and know how to perform various tasks in the brewery?
It depends on the SOP, but if it's a brewhouse SOP, it does assume a certain level of requisite knowledge stepping into things. Yep. I don't think I don't think any brewery would expect somebody to pick up an SOP for a brewhouse and learn how to do everything without some industry experience.
Absolutely.
Cellar breaks it down a little bit more and gets a little bit more fundamental, so it depends on the SOP. But I think it's both a training tool and a reference tool.
Sure.
So if you came in and read one of our SOPs for sanitizing a fermenter, you would look through it and you would probably say, okay, I understand these steps. Like, all of this makes sense to me, even if the order of operations is a little bit different, even if the chemicals are a little bit different from what I'm used to at my previous facility. I get this. I can understand this.
Sure.